Okay, so this is your overview of rapport to prep you for training. So, what is rapport? Well, rapport is the ability to really enter somebody else's world and to give them the sense that you understand them and that you have a strong bond. Be aware that your intention, the energy that you walk into the room with, your attitude, and your opinion about the other person supersedes everything else. So, intention is 100%. All these rapport techniques are secondary. Let me tell you a story about an architect called Alex. Now, Alex had a dream of designing a magnificent skyscraper that would literally redefine his city's skyline. And he knew that to turn this vision into a reality, he was going to require he was going to have to collaborate with all of the town officials and to get lots of support from different stakeholders. So he was preparing for his presentation and he had all the technical details. He had a model. It looked amazing. And the big day came when he was going to present to the investors and all the city officials. And he spoke really passionately about his design and the impact that he thought it could have. And then he looked around the room and he noticed that his audience actually seemed really disengaged. And he thought to himself, oh my goodness, I'm going to have to do something a little bit different because this is really challenging. So he decided to take a different approach and he decided that he was going to take the time to understand each person's perspective. He wanted to understand their concerns about the project and their dreams for the project. Did it really align with his dreams? So he knew that he had to connect on a deeper level with these people and understand how they were thinking. And this was the only way to get them on his side. So he began to go one by one around the room and ask them their concerns. He wanted to understand their perspective. He wanted to understand what was important to them about this project. And as he started to really empathize, to really listen, and to empathize with their viewpoints, he began to unlock this open dialogue and he managed to build rapport because they started to trust him. They realized that he was really interested in what was important for them as well. So they started to build this mutual understanding and they created shared goals. And as the conversations progressed, the stakeholders began to see Alex as a partner who wanted to invest in the city's future as much as they did. They felt heard, they felt valued, and they felt understood. And so they became enthusiastic, and he won his pitch. Rapport is the difference that makes the difference. So, what is it? Well, in the context of NLP, it is this creation of a deep and harmonious connection between one to one or one to many. It creates mutual trust, understanding, and a responsiveness that allows for more effective communication and interaction. So, what's important about understanding rapport? Well, if you want to establish meaningful connections with people, if you want to foster trust, if you want to enhance communication, if you want people to be more receptive to your ideas, your suggestions, and your guidance, then you want to build rapport. And by taking the time to actively listen, to really observe how people are behaving, it leads to better personal and professional outcomes. So, what is the basic rapport framework? Well, it's built on mutual trust and it involves creating an environment where individuals feel safe and secure in expressing themselves. When we're genuinely interested in other people, when we actively listen to them, and when we show respect for their perspective, we gain trust. It's also about non-verbal synchronization. So, when we learn to match and mirror Non-verbal cues such as body language, gestures, postures, tone of voice, and breathing patterns, we actually build a connection, a bridge to the other person. We feel like we're having a shared experience. Verbal alignment is important, and this means matching the kind of words they use, whether they are dominantly visual or auditory, whether they are like listening or sound words, whether they like feeling words if they're kinesthetic, and using the same kind of language when speaking with them. Pacing your speech, matching the speed of their speech, adapting to their style of communication. By doing this, it helps us build rapport by creating a sense of similarity. People like them. Emotional connection. Rapport really does go beyond the surface level of communication, and it taps into this concept of emotional connection because we begin to empathize with the other person's feelings and we validate their experiences and we show genuine care and interest. And by doing this, by feeling what they're feeling and showing empathy, we build a very deep connection. Flexibility and adaptability are critically important because we have to be able to read the other person's communication style, and then we have to adapt our own communication style accordingly. So, by matching the other person's pace, their energy level, their preferred communication modes, it helps us build this strong sense of connection. Be aware, be aware that words only represent 7% of our ability to build rapport with someone. Matching vocal tonality, words, and pace is 38%. Let's try that again. Matching vocal tonality, the pitch, the rhythm, the pace of the speaking is 38%. Physiology and body language is 55%. So, in actual fact, we can build rapport with somebody very quickly just by matching their breathing. And remember, it's 100% intention. Nothing can override this. So, to be clear, we're matching body language, breathing place and pace, breathing changes. We're noticing when breathing shifts. We're noticing body postures and gestures. We're looking at matching and mirroring everything we can. We're noticing facial expressions and eye movements. We're matching the pace of somebody's blinking. We're also using our vocal tools. We are matching the pitch. Is it high? Is it low? We're matching the rhythm of somebody's speech. We're matching the pace and the quality, and we're matching the volume. Some people speak much more loudly or much more quietly than other people, and we want to match their pitch. Words and phrases. Understanding whether people are using visual words. Look, have you seen this? Imagine that. Are they using auditory words? Listen to this. I heard an amazing thing yesterday. Are they using feeling words? Wow, this feels tough. Wow, I really felt like I was pushing water uphill. Or this feels amazing. Are they using AD or process? Process. I sense that this discussion will be important. Everyone has keywords. They have certain go to words that they use. Match them. People either speak big picture in the abstract or they speak small picture in the specifics. Match their approach. Some people use both. Also, as quickly as possible, find common experiences and associations. Okay, so this covers the rapport framework. So, in essence, rapport is about establishing a deep connection with another person by matching and mirroring or attuning yourself to the other person's nonverbal and verbal cues. It builds trust, it creates alignment, it fosters emotional connection, and that leads to effective communication, understanding, and influence. So, let me share with you some questions that people ask me about rapport. Here they are. I'm going to go through them one by one. So, we're going to start with, How do I establish rapport with somebody that I just met? Well, we start by listening actively. Active listening is when you empty your head. Most people communicate by imagining what they want to say after the other person has stopped speaking. And if this is the case, we have to empty our head and listen to what the other person's actually saying, show genuine interest, mirror their nonverbal cues, and find common ground. Open-ended questions and eye contact can also really support this process. Okay, can rapport be used over virtual platforms? Well, yes. Now, obviously, reading body language over virtual platforms can be a little bit limited. However, what we can do is actively listen. We can adapt to the other person's communication style. We can show empathy. And if we're on a video call, then we can see their face. If we can see their face in the upper part of their body, we can appreciate how they're sitting, which gives us insight into how they're breathing, which gives us an insight into how they like to pace their words, what kind of words they like to hear when you're communicating with them. It's really powerful. Okay, next. So, how can rapport benefit me in business negotiations? Well, studies have shown that rapport positively affects negotiation process and outcomes. It creates a cooperative environment, it reduces conflicts, it increases mutual understanding, and people work towards win win solutions because they understand the other person's perspective. Okay, how can rapport enhance teamwork and collaboration? Well, it improves communication and productivity because teams trust each other. When they understand each other, they trust each other and they're more likely to support and respect each other's ideas, bringing the team together and motivating them. Okay, next. Can rapport be useful in sales and customer service? Yes. It has been shown to increase customer satisfaction, loyalty, and positive word of mouth referrals. It also enhances the customer's experience and improves sales outcomes. Very powerful. Next one. How does rapport impact leadership and influence? Well, research suggests that it builds team cohesion, employee satisfaction, and overall team performance. When teams communicate openly, when they trust each other, when they collaborate, they perform better. Next, how does rapport impact therapeutic relationships? Well, research shows that a strong therapeutic rapport delivers better positive treatment outcomes. Next, in education, studies have shown that good rapport between teachers and their students increases student engagement, motivation to learn, and as a result, academic performance. It also creates a much more conducive learning environment. Okay, what about sports and athletic performance? Well, when athletes have really good rapport with their coaches, with their teammates, even with their opponents, it enhances teamwork, obviously, coordination, and communication. Also, it supports them in their confidence and helps them perform in flow state. Let's talk about growth mindset and personal development. So, if we are using rapport as a tool to promote effective communication, we have more understanding of ourselves, we have more empathy of ourselves. So, when we have more empathy for ourselves, we have more empathy for other people. It develops self awareness, emotional intelligence, and as a result, healthier relationships. Okay, the real question is, do I have a good rapport with myself? Do I listen to my body? Do I nurture and support myself with my self talk inside my head? Do I know how to de stress? Do I know what time of day I perform best? Do I respect my body? Do I plan fun and downtime? Do I eat well? Do I sleep well? Do I trust my instincts? Everything starts with you. So, the first person that you want to build rapport with is yourself. And this is the reason that NLP is founded on the idea of know thyself. Let's talk about congruence. So, in NLP, congruence refers to a person's internal states, beliefs, and behavior, and whether or not there is actually alignment with their actions. So, where there's harmony between their thoughts and emotions and actions, and they're actually delivering in this way, it's much easier to build trust and rapport. Be aware that when you promise yourself something and when you are congruent with yourself and you do it, it actually also helps you build self confidence. So, congruence and rapport go hand in hand, and effectively, they build a bridge between us and other people. It creates authenticity. We're able to read nonverbal cues and align by matching and mirroring. We're able to align emotionally. We're able to build trust and rapport. And all of this results in a greater influence and impact. So, rapport is the ability to relate to others in a way that creates a level of trust and understanding. And when you come to training, you're going to learn precisely how to do it. That is the end of your overview.